These photos taken from a drone this morning give you a pretty good idea of how widespread the flooding situation is in downtown Huntsville. Huntsville's mayor says he's hopeful waters will begin to recede within the next couple of days.
We've seen it creep up a little bit in the downtown core, a couple inches a day. We think we're getting close to the end of that, and we're hopeful that by tomorrow it'll start to creep down in the downtown core. Looks like we've averted a disaster, potential disaster on the locks. The MNRF have put logs in at the opening of the actual locks to ensure that water is diverted through the dam, and that seems to have worked. And I don't think they're concerned anymore about any potential failure of the locks, which would have been catastrophic. So we're thankful that that has worked. We think in another 4 or 5 days this will be down, but we don't expect to see any more significant increases.
Unlike Bracebridge, Huntsville's mayor doesn't expect to label this as an emergency.
We have a criteria that we go through to determine whether, in fact, there is a state of emergency. And something catastrophic, would definitely trigger that. This has been damaging. It's been a nuisance. There are people that have been inconvenienced and displaced. There's definitely private property damage. But in terms of the municipality, it's not been bad enough to overwhelm our resources. We met the first step to declaring a state of emergency is to have a meeting of what we call the emergency control group, which are basically a lot of municipal staff, the OPP, Muskoka paramedics, the fire department, and they advise me about what's going on, what the next steps might be, what we can foresee in the future. And we discuss it at length with all the data we have from the MNRF, and I determined at the time that a state of emergency has not arrived.